Hi guys. I've shouted. Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm okay. I hope you're doing okay. So today in this video, I decided I want to get personal with you guys. So after you have taken me to my monetization and I'm now fully monetized on YouTube, I just saw it like best or good for me to do a video and so that you can know me better. So this is like a get to know me better, and I also will I think most of you have questions that you don't ask me, but I'll touch on some few questions, though I had done a Q&A last year, December. But this is not about the Q&A, it's about knowing me deeply, like not that much, but I want to let you know more about myself. Yes, so my real name is Juliet Mwanzo. So that's where my YouTube channel name I got it from. So Mwanzo, then Jules, short form of Juliet. Sometimes it's Jules. So I just the YouTube channel, the handle is Mwanzo Jules. So it's my name, but now for the Juliet, I wrote Jules. So I'm Juliet Mwanzo, born and raised here in Kenya, and I'm the firstborn in a family of 5. I'm the firstborn. We are like 4 girls and then 1 boy, and okay. So yeah, that's it. So the firstborn girl. My brother is the third born, and yes, not the third born. My brother is fourth born. Yeah. Then our last born, the one I talk about paying her school fees, helping my dad pay her school fees. So I'm the firstborn, and I'm really privileged to be here. So in other words, my name really means first. Like Mwanzo in Swahili, Mwanzo means first, or yeah, the first person, like Mwanzo, or the first, in the beginning. So mostly my parents also used to call me Genesis from the Bible, because when you translate Genesis in Swahili, it comes to Mwanzo. So the book of Genesis in Swahili is the book of Mwanzo. Yeah, so sometimes they call me Genesis and I love my name. And then, as I said, Juliet, I just the nickname for Juliet is Jules. So yeah, Mwanzo Jules, there you go. So as I said, I want to get personal with you, so I want you to get to know me better, a little bit better, more better. So I'll just tackle some few things about myself. So first of all, I'm an introvert. But as of now, I can say the introversy is now coming down a little bit, but it will never go out, because I love my space. I love my, like, being alone. Being alone most of the time. I just love my space, so it will not go away. But at least right now, because of my work on YouTube, it's balancing the extroversy, because but it's through the camera, not physically, because I don't like crowds. I don't know if I'll ever, but yeah, I'm an introvert. And being an introvert, I can say I'm the kindest person. Is it kindest? I'm a kind person, very very kind, because it's like I feel people's pain more than my own, and I always want to help people more than I want to help myself. So most of the time, this character or this trait has really made me like to be behind on so many things, because I just want to help. And then when it comes to myself, I forget myself. So I'm very kind, and that will never change, because I love being kind. And also I love being able to help people when I can. And even if I can't, I find a way to, even if it's not about financial help, I really find a way to just make people feel good. And I always don't like making people feel uncomfortable, because the same if done to me, I don't like it. So I always do what I feel like, if it's done to me, it's good. But don't take me like I'm kind, so I'm that you can just come and throw anything at me. I'm not that type. I'm very kind, but when you really come to me with the not good intentions, I know how to stand for myself. So I can stand for myself very firmly. And also, but I just don't like getting myself into positions that will make people uncomfortable, or will make me do something that I'll not like. But I'm very kind. I love helping people, and also it's like my is it my goal in life. I feel like my goal in life, what God made me like what God puts in my heart is to help people, and I really am working on that. So I'm just praying that one day when I'm able, because mostly nowadays people need financial help, or yeah, just helping. Even if it's not financial, sometimes you cannot be able to help. Not financial advice you can give someone, but if someone needs food and you give the person advice and no food, it's helping but not helping, because the person is hungry. So you have to find like a way to make the person first to eat, and that's money. So I think, but that's my goal in life, to help people. So I'm just praying to God that I'll be successful, so that I can be able to help more people, because I'm a giver. Naturally, I'm a giver. But now that's receiving, the part of receiving, I think God now has started doing that, because I'm seeing it on YouTube, and thank you guys for that. So yeah, that's me. So I'll just talk about me growing up. So we grew up very like I can say when I was growing up with my siblings, we knew life the best we can. Like, we were rich according to kids. So kids, they know their parents are rich, so you cannot tell your kid you don't have money. But this comes because my dad never showed us that we were not rich. Like, he made sure that we felt anything that we wanted, he provided. So we grew up knowing we were rich. And honestly, in our area, it's like we are somehow not there down, we are somewhere up. I'm not bragging or saying anything. It's not like we have a lot, but my dad really made us like, he has really worked hard for us to feel like we are from a wealthy family, but we are not. When I grew up, I knew we were suffering. At the early age, we were suffering, but because we were kids, we just knew, because we could eat, we could have clothes, we have shoes, we knew we were okay. And honestly speaking, we were better off than most of the people around our village. But it's not like we are rich. We are not even the first people. Like, that we live in our area, they are rich people. But I'm just saying, when growing up, we saw ourselves, like, I saw myself and my siblings, we saw ourselves like rich people, but we were not. So it was really good growing up until around maybe you can say the life was good. So until, not until, but I grew up, I went to school, public school, of course, because we could not afford. My dad, I didn't know, but right now I can say we could not afford. My dad could not afford private school even in the early age. So we went to a public school that is near our home, not so far from home. So I schooled there from grade 1 till 8. Then I passed, went to a good school now, a boarding school. So in high school, that's when I went for the first time, I went to boarding school. And it was so difficult, because I was used to my family from the age, from the early age, from when I was born, we were with my family. So when I joined high school, it was really trying time for me, because I was not used to being away from my family. But now, during my early years, when I was in grade 5, I have broken bones. So I can say broken bone or bones, because it's like I dislocated myself, but I broke my bone. I might do that video if you request for it. But I broke my bone, and I was like in one, like in the year that I broke my bone, I was 10 years old. I never went to school for a semester. That's 4 months. So I never schooled for the whole semester or the whole term. I never schooled. I was just at home, because I really broke my bone. So I broke my bone in school. Then I went to the hospital. They put a cast all over from here. I had a cast from here. I was not sitting for a month. Let me just say that. So I was the cast was put from here, so around, and then one leg, the whole of one leg, remaining only the toes, and then the other leg, it was like a short. Let me laugh now because it's like, so it was until the knee side. So what the leg that broke, it was all the way until the toes. So the toes, they left only the toes showing, and then this other leg, it was they put it until the knee. Then they put something like that connects the two so that it can be a support. So I was like straight for the whole month. So even the me breaking my leg, it has affected me because right now I am not like, you will not notice, but I have a bad leg. So sometimes when I walk for a long time, you will notice, but when I just walk, you can't notice. And also it's not that straight as the other one. So sometimes it brings me problem, but it's okay because I'm used to it by now. Yeah, I broke it when I was in 10 years, so that was in grade 5. And then I went to like, after the cast, after they removed the cast, the leg was not even it was still broken. So I went for theater. Then after, in the theater, they put like a plate, they call it medically, they call it plate, like plate, but it's a steel kichuma, steel rod, something rod. So they put on in my leg. So I stayed with it for 2 years, the steel. So I think sometimes I feel like the steel is the one that made my leg to, I don't know, it's not medically proven, of course, but how I feel is that still, because I stayed with it for 2 years so that my bones can come back together. But that's a story for another day. I'll let you know how I broke it. I broke my leg and how it went. But that's that. So after finishing my high school, my primary, I went to a high school, a good school, very good school, but also, because as I said, that it was the first time for me to be away from my home. So it was not a very good time. Maybe I can say the first year was very difficult, mostly the first term. First and second term, it was very, very difficult, but I managed. And then life became hard now. So while at high school, when I was in form 4 is like a grade 12, I think. My sisters and my brothers were also, of course, in school. So we are not like the age gap between me and my siblings are not that big. So it's like we were following each other. So I went to a very big school. Right now it's a national school, and it was paying that time. According to that time, it was expensive, of course. And my dad, if one day he will allow, I'll say what my dad's job, it's not even worth mentioning. But I'll ask him if he'll be okay. I'll let you know one day. But he really tried. So I went to a big school, and also I have siblings at home who are still in primary, who are about to join high school. So we started now having problems. So after having problems, we were sleeping hungry. We started sleeping hungry for the first time. I think I was not in grade 12, it was grade 11. We slept and completely hungry. So also this will be another story for another day. But it's really, sometimes I feel like I should thank God we slept hungry because it's really taught us that it's not about having everything, we can survive, right? And also us sleeping hungry taught us to also think about that person who is sleeping hungry. So right now, as I'm grown, I cannot see someone sleeping hungry and I leave them because I know how that feels. It's not a good feeling. It's better you give someone food and then continue there. But if someone is hungry, give them food. Hunger, it's not a good thing, because I have experienced it. We slept hungry, not for a day, not for, and we were like, now I said we were 5 siblings, and then my mom, so it's 6. Then there's a cousin who came and lived with us, so it was 7. And 7 children, like my mom only, my dad was at work, so my dad was the only one working, and the job is not paying well. So we could, there's this I don't know if I'll get a picture and then stick it here. This we call it nderema in Kenya. I don't know if it's Swahili or Kiluya, but it's called nderema. It's baby spinach, not baby spinach. It's type of spinach that when you cook it's slimy, not jute mellow. It's somehow, it's a type of spinach according to English people, but when you cook it it's slimy. So we had planted all of our compound, so that's what we were eating. Like, there's a sister of mine who was just going and plucking them and then putting it on a pot, putting salt, and then we, because it's so slimy, we just pour it in a cup, then we drink it. We survived like that. But again, I thank God for that experience. It has taught us a lot. I'm not saying it's good to experience that, but for me, it really taught me a lot, and I thank God for that. So I think that's where also I also became so a lot to myself, and also learned to be kind to people, because I was rough while growing up. I was rough, but that time, that experience made me to slow down and understand many things. I can say that right now, because we are not sleeping hungry anymore, but we are not like we are not rich. Yeah, so that's something that I'm grateful for. So during that time when we were sleeping hungry, it was like for maybe around 2 years, I think. Not 2 years, more, because after I was in grade 11, then my sister joined. We were still suffering, but again my dad could I really respect that man, because he found a way to still put my sister to a good school. And I was in a very expensive school, my sister went to an expensive school, and then we were having the 2 others who were following each other, my brother and another sister. Those one, now it was so difficult that they were forced to go to day school. So the 2 went to day school, though it's because also I don't know, but it was difficult. So for my dad to put like all of us in a boarding school, and it was very expensive. So the 2 of us, we went to a boarding school, of course. And then after, it became harder, because it was going, it's like from hard. It's the life we were living, it was becoming worse. So during that time, we could not even afford like clothes, because I remember where my dad works. I don't know if I want to say this, but let me just say they were giving him clothes to bring for us. The clothes, sometimes they bring like school uniform from Nairobi. My dad works in Nairobi, as you all know. So he was being given those clothes, some clothes, and then most of them were like school uniforms. So those school uniforms, we were wearing them for special occasions. Like it was clothes for going to somewhere. Like if you want to go to church, you wear a uniform, like school uniform, because we didn't have clothes. Recently, we were remembering that era of our life with my sisters when we went home for Christmas, and we were laughing, and we were saying, hey, my dad really did it, because we were 5 children, and I can say we never lacked. It's just that the situation right by that time, we could not escape, because the thing that was making us to also go angry, because we were also in school fees, everything like that. And I really appreciate my mom. My mom is a very persevering person. If it could be me, I don't know where I will be, but I thank God for her. She really persevered, because I really love my parents. I love you, my parents, my dad and my mom. I really love you, because if it could be another person, they could say like, let us just not take them to school, let them be, because we are sleeping hungry totally. So maybe some people may consider dropping out of school, but my dad made sure the school fees were paid, like they were paid in full. We never had an arrear. I don't think I ever went home for school fees. Even though when I'm at school, of course, I'm eating there, it's a boarding school. But those who have remained at home, they were really going through it. So when I was experiencing it, when I come for holidays. But now after my grade 12, after grade 12, you stay for 9 months, not 9 months. You finish grade 12 like in November, then joining university will join the following year, September. So when I came home now, that's when I really, really felt it, because it's like it was completely flat, going on empty stomach flat. But thank God I passed, though I passed, and I was not taken like. I really love my dad, because I was there's this thing that when you pass with some points, the government pays your some of your school fees, and then you pay a very little bit. But me, I passed. There were like 2 points to reach that the point where the government could have paid for my school fees, my university fees. So we never knew we could have other options, like not to go to a very, because my dad took me to university, but in a private sponsored program. So he was paying himself, like my let me say my tuition fee for that for the semester, or for the year, for the whole year, for first year, my tuition fee joining, it was supposed to be 80,000 Kenyan shillings. That's around $800. That time it was around $800, I think, per term. And my dad was not even getting a quarter of that. My dad took a lot of loans. I thank God for him, because he never considered, like, we have a small like a small land. He never considered like selling for us to go to school, because it's small. So if we sold, it means it will be catering for maybe one person. Then we will be having no land, and the other people will not be in school. So I thank God for that. He took a lot of loan, and I thank also his bosses, because they gave him loans. So my tuition was expensive, and I'm not right now, I'm really, I think, if we had advice or people, I was the first person in my whole family, our whole extended family, to go to university. The first person. So we never knew how we could, like, maybe there was a cheaper way to go to university, but because we never knew, and I was the first one, so it was like my dad, my parents were, when you're doing something for the first time, you don't know what you're doing, you're just doing, right? So that's what happened. And then I went for university. The first year, my dad tried with the loans and everything. Then the second year, now I applied for the government loans, the student loans. We have student loans, and thank God, I was given. You are given once per year, so it reduced the amount where my dad was paying, though it was still much, but at least it paid somewhere. So that's how life was when growing up. I went to the university. I finished with no arrears again. And now, after being in grade, after I was in grade 11, that is Form 3. Then when I joined university, it's like 3 years from this time I was in grade 11. We had a really rough life. I cannot even wish for my enemy to have that kind of life, because it was so hard, very, very hard. And I thank God we still managed to be together. Like, we understood, even though it was hard, we understood. So after university, I never really, like, graduated immediately. I had some issues. No, no, yeah, I had some issues with my courses. Some of the courses, they're there, they're not there, so I didn't graduate immediately. So I was home. And being the girl I am, I thank God for being me. I'll do another video also, a sit down of the jobs I've done. I was like, I need the thing that was pushing me. My finger. The thing that was pushing me, it was like I really wanted to help my dad. So I wanted to find ways to make money so that I can help him. So I have done online jobs. I've done I've opened a fast food, small restaurant, fast food. I have sold. I had a friend that we were going with to source for onions, and then in wholesale, then we come and sell. I've done that. I've done a lot of jobs in my years since I finished university. I have really hustled, but I thank God also I was doing things that were legit, not like I think let me go do these things to get fast money. No fast money. I wanted to get money that I've worked for. I did that and it helped somehow, though not really, but it helped and it made me who I am today. Because right now, I always feel like I need to have a business. I have to like that. So that one, I got another job at um, a photocopier, something it's called a cyber cafe. I got a job there and I was working from like I was commuting from home, and then that's when I got a job now here. So I got a job here by not even applying, but just knowing someone that referred me, and I thank God for that person because it has really changed my life. Because as I said, this job that I'm doing, it's not paying much, but it has helped me to help my dad to educate my last born sister. So right now she's in her attachment. She did teaching, and she'll be done by August. So by August, when she's done, we will be going for graduation, maybe sometime this year after August. We are not sure about the month, but we will be going for her graduation. So this job has really taught me a lot, and I think it was God's call, and it's God who put me here because I love doing things online. So every time I was at home, even during the pandemic, I was doing some online job. I even invested in Bitcoin. Well, that time I was like, I didn't even know. I had researched about Bitcoin, but I didn't have that much money because, of course, one Bitcoin is a lot of money. So the money that I had, I was not trading the Bitcoin, but I was like buying a small, but it needed patience because I had some amount there. And then I started learning Forex. I started doing network marketing. I did a lot of online jobs. So, and some they paid off, but it was time consuming, and also it was taking a lot of money that I was not getting. At first I was not getting any money, and it was taking a lot of money from me that I didn't have. Like, I had to move to the training. I had to take I had to have transport to go there, and lunch in a week twice or thrice, and it was not paying still. So it was a lot of work, but it came and paid me for some time. Then again it went down, and by that time I had lost interest because it was like I'm doing something that when the passive, you are doing something but expecting passive income, but it's not coming. So it was like when you delay a bit or even you work hard, maybe 200%, you get nothing. So it demoralized me, and I left it, and then I went home. So what I was saying is this job that I have right now, it's God sent because I think God knew I love online things. So when I came here, I came to work at a Wi-Fi company. So maybe he put me here so that I can do research and then do my online work. And that online work, I did my research and I started a YouTube channel. You see the connection? Yeah, so I really thank God for this because I have Wi-Fi at the office, so research is very easy. It's not even expensive because I don't have to buy data. I just go to the office, do my research, finish, continue with work, or I do after. I go early, I do my research, then work, then after that again research. Right now I'm doing YouTube, and YouTube has started paying me, so it means my like God putting me here really was God positioned me here because He knew, and I really thank Him for that. Because like YouTube, you can as I know of now from the people that motivated me to start, it can be a passive, you can receive passive income, and it can be a career. I can also testify on the likes of Mr. Beast, those big YouTubers. They do YouTube, and it's like a business to them, and it's giving them a good money. So I thank God for this, because I have a YouTube channel right now that has started paying me. So yeah, so life has never been the same since we were having like we were sleeping hungry. It has never, because it made us very tough, and I thank God for that. I don't regret it. I just say it never happens to another person, but if it's about teaching someone something, maybe it's good, but I don't wish it for someone. It's not really good. It's the feeling, it's not so good. It's not good. So that's how personal maybe you will know me. And also right now, I think my personal life very deep, I don't think I'll be putting it anywhere in on social media, because social media, it can be very toxic. But if need be, I'll put here on YouTube, because people on YouTube, they're more mature than other social medias like Facebook, TikTok. No, but I'll showcase my life, because this YouTube is about me. It's not about, if I don't show someone, please don't come here and ask for someone to show someone, because this YouTube is my journey. It's not about anyone else. So I choose what to show. Like the other day, when I went for Christmas, I did a video with my family, so I introduced my family. But if you know, never show, like you will never, if you never see them again, please don't ask me where they are. They will be okay, but it's about me. So I want to grow with you guys, and then I said I want to start traveling soon, maybe this year or maybe next year. But I want to showcase that. But maybe if it reaches a point where they are comfortable also to be on camera, everyone that is near me, like close to me, I'll do that. But for now, I hope you just enjoy my content about me, and my day-to-day life, and everything that I showcase. Also, I think what else? Yeah, so I think this video I've talked about myself a lot, and I think for those who think know me, maybe you can watch this video and get to know me better. But it's not, of course, not, it's not like 100% me, because I've not talked about it. If you start talking about your life, it's not in 30 minutes or 40 minutes or a 1 hour video. It's a lot. But I really thank God. My Yeah, so I really thank God, even for my for these opportunities He has given me, for the good health, for my family being safe, for us being together and in unity. I really thank God for that, because what you could ask for from the family or from your family is just good health and being in unity. You know, when someone, like some families, I'm not saying you are that way, but some families, when someone like was like when growing up, when they have difficulties, and then they find a way to they find a good life, they forget about their family. But I thank God, because of my family, we are still together, close, very close, and that's something to celebrate. And also here on YouTube, I think I really love this place, and I just want you to know that you can comment, please. I just need like sweet comments, or comments that you it's not negative comments. I don't like that. So please comment, or you can also tell me what I'm doing wrong in a good way. And I'm a learning person. I just love learning. So if I'm doing something that is not okay, you can correct me in a nice way. Yeah. So as I've said again and again, I'm an introvert, and I love my space. Sometimes I have some friends here, but I don't show you because, of course, as I said, it's about my YouTube channel. So I know some questions people might. There's one question that someone might have or ask, but I'll not answer because I can't answer. Not I can't, but I won't answer. And yeah, this is my life. So this is my life. I love it, and I know God has put people in place, like my destiny helpers in place to fight for me, and they're working right now. So when the time comes, I'll shine. I'm still shining, but I'll be very shiny. Yeah, right, like very shiny. But I really, really thank you guys for being here. For 1,200 and 207 of you, thank you so much for being here, because we are growing, and I'm seeing that. And I just want to thank you for watching, and for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for all the comments. I make sure I reply to most of the, not most, all comments I reply. And I just thank you all for believing in me, for believing in my content, for watching, for loving them, for coming back to watch, for subscribing. I really, really appreciate you. So from this video, I think, as I said, I'll be doing some sit downs once in a while, 2 in a week in this month of March, because we are in March. So I'll be doing two sit downs in a week. Then the three will be vlogs, and I hope you'll be enjoying. You'll be commenting and let me know what you think about them. So thank you so much for being here. As I said, we were getting personal, and I think I've been personal enough. So see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.